Emily Askew, and I'm a musician and music teacher. I play a variety of instruments, from folk fiddle to recorders, bagpipes, the shawm, which is like an early oboe, and piano. So I mainly specialise in folk and early music. I perform in a number of groups, including Askew Sisters, my own Emily Askew band and the Artisans, as well as doing work with theatres such as Shakespeare Globe. And I teach a wide variety of students of all ages and abilities, and I lead the London Youth Folk Ensemble, organised by the English Folk Song and Dance Society. So, particularly recently, I've been listening to a group called the Nickel Harper Orchestra. The nickel harper is a keyed fiddle with sympathetic strings. This is a huge group of them, and it's such a beautiful sound, really inspiring. And before lockdown, I'd never heard that many nickel harper players all together. So I'd highly recommend them. Other pieces that have lifted me during lockdown, particularly disco music, which I heard actually is quite popular at the moment, but my little son loves it, loves dancing around to it, and that makes me really happy too. I'm the daughter of two Morris dancers, and they used to take me around to lots of folk festivals when I was younger. And through this, I got to jam in folk sessions, where lots of musicians are playing the same tune without any written music, and they're just jamming and being really creative with it. And you can join in whatever level you are as well. So even when I was on the recorder and played two notes, I still felt part of this big band. And that really inspired me to pursue it further. And from that, I started collaborating with other folk musicians, going to lots of gigs, also doing folk dancing, playing for dancing. And that I just enjoyed it so much. I thought, let's try a career in it, see where I can go from there. Aural leadership is teaching without any written notation in front of you. Participants use their ears to take direction rather than reading. It can develop ensemble's awareness of the musicians playing around them, especially if their heads aren't buried in their written music. It's a very practical approach to teaching chords and harmony, music theory, and I find it really helps develop an ensemble's creative side, and being more open to improvisation and creating their own arrangements. Any instruments can be used, and you can take in so much more detail about the sort of music style of the person teaching you, which is too detailed to be written down in notation. So my 3 top tips to share with aspiring musicians are: listen to as many different styles of music as you can, even genres you think you won't like. You can learn so much and take influence from all different kinds of musicians, even if they don't play your instrument. I know this is easier said than done in a pandemic, but after this, try and collaborate with as many other musicians as you can. You can learn so much from actually practically playing with others. And probably the most important one, enjoy yourself. The advice I'd give to music leaders is keep challenging yourself. There have been times when I've felt stuck in a rut, and then I've listened to or experienced or observed other music leaders or musicians, and it's given me new ideas and increased my enthusiasm and enjoyment in my work as well. I've also found that learning something new keeps me in touch with what it's like to be a student from the other side. So even when I learned to drive the other year, that gave me so much sympathy for those students that have trouble with left and right and coordinating hands and legs and looking around. And then also I've been trying to learn a new instrument or just learn a new style on my existing instruments. So it all gives me an insight to what it's like to be a participant. Because it's fun and inspiring and opens up your eyes to so many new ideas to develop your music making and enjoyment.